Welcome back to... Hello there. Welcome back. Part 15 of Assassin's Creed 2. And I'm going to do something I've never done before. This is something you can download on Uplay for those little point things. And it's the Auditore Crypt. And I've never done it. And that's quite weird for a game that's been out for decades. There's two lovely rats. So yeah, this will actually be something I haven't done. I'm so excited. Explore the Auditore family crypt. Why not? Any rats lying about? What does this say? Venice, 1296. I was raised in a small house by the Venetian lagoon, within sight of the rough foam-capped waves of the sea. When I was barely old enough to walk, I became a sailor, navigating the Atlantic first as an apprentice and then while carrying cargo for my father's patron, Messer Marco Polo. It was a good life. Ah, he was related to Mr. Marco Polo. Maybe it's because it was Altair. What if Altair was actually an Auditore and... oh god, there's so much it could be. That's not... I fell all the way out. Huh. Nope, wrong one. Grab it. There you go. That only took a few attempts. Down we go. Ugh. So in an earlier episode I said, I'm not really going to do, and focus on getting the feathers and shit like that. Off camera I collected all of them in Florence and Monteriggione, so yeah, I'm full of shit. Don't trust a word I say. Birthright. One afternoon that summer, Messer Polo called me into his study. My father was already there, beside an older man, who was naked. I ignore the fact that he was in a strange hooded cape, watching us. At that moment, everything about my life changed. My father told me that he was an assassin. Removing his ring, he showed me a strange marking on his finger, explaining that our family came from an ancient order that protected and defended mankind. His other fingers, mostly index and middle, also smelt of poo. I did not understand at the time. He paused, and then, when I didn't speak, Messer Polo stepped forward. He told me that the stranger in the hood would teach me, and in return I would carry him across the Mediterranean to Spain. And so began my apprenticeship with Dante Alighieri, one that was to destroy every bit of happiness I would ever have. Well, that sounds real. I'm glad you met him. He sounds like a bundle of laughs. Everyone loves a mentor that removes all the happiness in your life. And this is a gate opening very far away. Please don't be timed. Bet it is. Yep. Ah, fuck me. Fuck me. I hate timed shit. I always fuck it up first time, and that just makes for boring viewing. It's not good content. My commentary's wank enough already. Hey, easy peasy, squessy lemons. More reading. Wrong button. A mentor. In preparation for our voyage, Messer Alighieri met with me repeatedly. At first our meetings were about purchasing supplies, but soon they became about higher things, about life, love, honour and justice. God, he fancied himself a bit of a philosopher, didn't he, Mr. Alighieri? He taught me that society was set up in such a way as to control its members, to stop us from thinking, from seeing. Oof, so Illuminati. Soon I could look past all the laws and illusions. I understood that mankind was being used by its rulers, that we the people deserved freedom. It was then that Dante began showing me pages from a book that Messer Polo had brought back from the palace of the great Genghis Khan. The manuscript, the Codex, was about our order, the assassins. Ah, so was Mr. Genghis, was he an assassin too? We gonna get a game about him? I'd like that. He did fuck a lot of people though, so it may mostly be porn. Oh god, oh god. Swim! Please don't fall! No! Fuck it! Can you just dive under it? Or, oh no, because you can't really dive properly. It's not like in Black Flag with all its fancy swimming mechanics. Alas, I have to pull the lever! Kronk! Pull the lever! Correct lever! Please. Please, please, please swim faster. Swim, swim, swim. There we go. Who's a good assassin? Who's a good boy? You are. Stop climbing on the levers. Yzma would not be happy. There we go. Use that. Use those shoulders. Great. So this is another timed event, isn't it? Great. Who made these crypts? And where do I go? I'm so confused already. Already fucked it. That's not what I wanted to do. Bollocks. Can I yank it again and put it up? Please. Let me interact. Yeah. Ooh. Pull it down with your body weight. Push it back up. That was a horrible camera angle. Up we climb, up we climb. Where do you want me to go? This way. How have these ropes not snapped? Is someone tending to this lovely crypt with all the rats? Someone's got to be feeding them. Ugh. Come on, up we climb, up we climb, up we climb. Down we flop. I think that was supposed to be a dive, but still, I'm not going to question it. Ezio knows best. Please don't shut. Huzzah! That's a second timed event that I maybe didn't fail. Sorta did the first time, sorta didn't. Shut up. Don't comment. Or do comment. I'd love to read a comment. An unexpected farewell. Our planned voyage never took place. While returning to Ravenna to pick up the remainder of his belongings, Dante died. Great, that was sudden. Just made it a loss of my mentor. I went to inform my father and Messer Polo of the sad news. Before I could even speak, I was ushered into the study, and my father, his face white, locked the door behind me. Shocked, I listened in silence as he spoke. Dante intended to take the Codex to Spain, where it would be safe, but he was being watched. The enemy of the assassins, the Knights Templar, still existed. I recalled the stories he had told me of the Templars, and it all became clear. Dante had been murdered. Are you saying this is a crime scene? The Templars knew, almost went Somerset. The Templars knew about the Codex, and they knew about us. Shaking, my father told me to take the Codex and leave for Spain at once with my wife and child. As Messer Polo ushered me out the door, he handed me a small piece of paper with a number on it. With this number, I could draw on his credit more ducats than I had ever seen in my life at any bank in Italy. Lovely. So, Mr. Polo was a rather wealthy man, wasn't he? Had some dollar. Had some spare change. Wonder what's down there. Through the cracked wall. I'll pay it a visit unless the thing's in there. Lovely. Maybe it's just an alternate route. Fuck me. Well, I've only gone and fucked it. Destination fucked. Resetting the lever. Please, camera. Please be my friend in this. Yank her up. Ugh. Right, let's jump the correct way this time. Huzzah! Look who's not a retard anymore.
This guy.
Go on, please, please, please. Please! Yay! More reading time. Story time. At sea. We set sail that night. A ship filled with cargo to sell in the markets at Barcelona. At first, all was well. Then, to avoid a coming storm, we laid anchor in the Otranto harbour. Cloaked in darkness, the pirates came. All over my face. I didn't see them until they were already boarding my ship. And coming on my face. I hid with my family in the hold, pulling out the Codex. I ran the worn leather cover through my hands. Then, I broke the spine. The pages slid silently onto the floor. I scattered them into the chests, boxes, and containers I was carrying to market. The men who found us were drunk. I could smell it on their breath. When they asked me for the Codex, I knew who had sent them. Holding back my rage, I said that I had thrown it overboard. They started to laugh. Two held me down, still grinning, while the rest cut off my wife's clothes. No. The Bukaki story was all too true. She begged for mercy until her voice gave out. Once they were done, they threw her into the sea. They took my cargo and sunk my ship, and left me adrift, clinging to a piece of railing. I made it to the beach with my son. My wife's body washed up on the shore next morning with the tide. Oh, that's so sad. They've like just raped her and threw her overboard. It's horrible. Not a good way to treat women, ye old people of history. Across there, up some more. And 30. That's a very nice looking door. Okay. Hopping time. Oh. Did I just create a shortcut? Ah, fuck me. Hop back. Hop up. No, wrong way. Hop across, hop across. Please, run! No! Oh. Whoo! That fell down very close behind me. Alright. A new name. I never saw the sea again. Making my way to Florence, I rented a small room and then visited the bank. I had memorized Polo's account number. With the vast sum I now had at my disposal, I went to Venice in disguise to find my father. I returned to Florence the next day. Both Polo and my father were already dead. God, this guy's life is so sad. From that moment forward, I collected treatises on architecture, studied the classics and took vocal lessons. I adopted the name Auditore, impersonating a noble at the Florentine court. Accepted as one of their own, I took on the trappings, or trappings, I don't know, of nobility, and constructed this villa for me and my son. And then I hunted them. I raised my son to fight, to find the Codex, and to kill Templars. Together we would regain the honor of my wife and avenge the death of my father. Two debts that could never be repaid. To the Auditore that reads this, remember that you are not a nobleman. You are not one of the deceivers. You are one of the people. Avenge us! Oh, it's sort of had a happy ending. I don't know if you can call that happy. He sort of raised his kid to become a murderer. Hey! Nice. Two little... I'm guessing this is father and son crypt of the original Auditores. I just made up that name. They could be related to Altair then. I'm guessing they are. Yeah, they must be. Because of the whole lineage thing. Very interesting. Very interesting indeed. Right, I've looted everything. Anything else to loot? Nope. Can't defile any corpses in this tomb. Memory synced. Family crypt explored. Well. Oh, yep, cross your arms. Oh, safety first, all that malarkey. Well, that was cool. I was expecting a little more, but I guess it's like sort of free stuff that the developers just slapped in there. But that was fun. A little bit of backstory. Always interesting. But yeah, that was a nice little round episode. Just a little bonus thing from the story to sort of break it up in between boring missions. Next episode, we will be heading off to Tuscany. So I will see you in the hills of Toscano, or whatever Tuscany is in Italian. See you later.